Hi everyone, and welcome to today's training on mindset. Today we're going to talk about how to go from survival mode to living your best life. So if you're here, you're probably feeling like you're in survival mode, like you are implementing these things, learning new things, downloading everything you can to basically make change in your life, but you're just not seeing the wheel turn. So things just aren't changing. So today I'm going to give you my 6 steps to actually start seeing that change. We're going to be talking about the blocks that are causing you to feel like you are in survival mode. So pretty much the fears that come up for you, the habits that are holding you back because those habits are keeping you in your comfort zone, and we need to create new ones to actually start living differently and start seeing those changes, and what you can start doing today to start seeing the change in your life. Okay, so it's 6 tips. Get your notebook out. You're going to want to write these down. They really do work. This is what I've implemented to see change in my life. And make sure you stay until the end of this video, as I'm going to be giving away a Starbucks gift card and a discount on my mindset program. Okay, so a little bit about me and why I chose to do it on this topic. Survival, for like feeling like you're in survival mode, resonates with me a lot. And it also started for me when I was 9, which I know sounds like a very long time ago, but it was a very traumatic point in my life. Not in a good way, not in a bad way, but it's just something that happened. I moved from Argentina to Canada at the age of 9, and I did not know any English. I mean, I knew how to say hi, and I knew the word apple. I knew home, but like these words, unless you know how to actually formulate them into a sentence of some sort, will get you nowhere. So that's where this survival mode feeling sort of started for me. I started feeling like, I'm not going to survive unless I learn English. I'm not going to survive unless I do good in school. I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to survive. I'm not going to survive. So it kind of created this cycle that just like never left. And I was just in it. I was hustling all the time. I mean, I had 3 jobs, went to school full time, and had an internship all within the same span of time, and I don't know how I did that. I was working in a job that I did not like, and I mean, I was just getting angry at my boss in my head before I even walked into work. Like I was at home and I still had a 1-hour commute, and I was already like bitching at my boss in my head. So I was just in this survival mode where I felt like I had to stay at this job because otherwise I don't have income coming in, or I don't have enough income coming in if I lose this job. So it was just like this feeling of survival that kept holding me back from actually trying to find better things. So then I was like, you know what, something needs to change. So I started consuming all the information I could about changing my mindset, all positive information, following positive and inspirational social media accounts, listening to podcasts, going to chapters and getting all the books that I could on it. And I was feeling like things were changing, but they weren't changing fast enough. New opportunities were coming and knocking on the door, but it just wasn't enough for me to like stop feeling that nagging feeling of there's supposed to be more. I'm still feeling like I'm trying to survive. I'm not in the present. I'm just trying to get to the next day. And it actually wasn't until I implemented these steps that I actually started seeing change. And for me, it was even more prominent and stronger of a change when I actually hired my coach. But these 6 steps are what led me into feeling like this could actually happen for me and I could actually change this. I was able to find a job that I freaking loved and was associated with what I studied in both college and university, allowed me to be super creative, flexible hours. I officially found my purpose with my business, working with amazing clients that I love, got to travel 4 times a year. This was pre-COVID. I mean, and these weren't just going away on the weekend, like traveling week-long vacation, 20-day long vacation, and I just have like an overflow of abundance and positivity, and just like everything is rainbows and butterflies. It is possible. So let's dive in to the 6 steps. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit more about survival mode and what that can look like for you. So it could look like you are just constantly tired, you're sleeping 8 hours a day, you're doing everything you can do, you're eating healthy, you're exercising, you're doing it all, but energetically you are just feeling low. When people ask, how are you? You say you're tired. Like, it's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. And it's because you're in the survival mode. You're overreacting more often than not. New opportunities are knocking on your door and you're reaching new goals, but you still have this feeling that there's more to it, that something is missing, or you just feel stressed and annoyed. You're just constantly stressed and annoyed at people. So let's start with step one. Make sure you have your notebook. Make sure you stay until the end for that Starbucks gift card. So the first thing we need to do to get out of this mode is make a list of the emotions and the actions you're currently experiencing that are not vibing with you. So what are those things that are currently making you feel like you're in survival mode? Is it your job? Do you hate your job? Is it a relationship that you're in? Is it certain people that you spend your time with? Is it every time you watch the news, you start being irritated with the people around you and you don't really know why? Things like that is the list that we want to make. So what are these things that are probably in your comfort zone right now? Maybe you watch the news every night and after you feel like crap, like it's in your comfort zone, it's part of your routine. What are those things that you are noticing that just aren't aligned with where you want to go with your life? Make a list of those. Step two. Now we want to create clarity on the things that we do want. So we know what we don't want. So what are we actually working towards, okay? What are the things you're ready for? You're ready for healthy relationships, strong friendships, finding the love of your life, working at a job that you love, having an overflow of abundance and money. What are those things that you're working for? Make a list of those things and things that are important to you, because we also want to make sure that, you know, there's definitely things in your life right now that are important to you and that are working and that you really love. So we want to make sure that we keep those as a list of things that we want, okay? So write down your goals and think of this as more like a bucket list. So what are things that you want to accomplish in the next 6 months? And that could be, I want to be an amazing wife. It could be, I want to be an extraordinary wife. I like that word better. I want to find a job that I absolutely love. I want to move out. I want to start my own business. Whatever those things are, and do it for 6 months and 2 years so that we know what we're working towards. Okay, step three. And this is a tough one. And a lot of my clients, dislike this step three, but it's what gives us the results, and it's probably a crucial step in this process. We have to work through our fears, and it's a tough one because normally our fears, we just put in a little box, put it in, you know, in the back corner of our brain, and we leave it there and we don't think about it, we don't talk about it. But the problem with that is that even though we're not thinking about it, it still comes up in our subconscious. So those fears still come up, and sometimes they're triggered, and because they're triggered and you haven't dealt with it, it just like freaks you out in the moment, or you can't handle it with the right emotions. So what are these fears? We want to make a list of your top 3 fears. You can go do more if you want to do more. So are you scared of starting a new job? And are you scared of starting that new job because you're comfortable at the one that you're in right now? Like you're in a situation where you're really high up in position, and you kind of just run your own show, but you don't feel fulfilled, and it's a toxic environment. So what is holding you back from getting a new job? What are you fearful of? Are you in a less than ideal relationship because you have already planned a future with this person and you're afraid of what your future will look like if you don't have a partner in your life? Is that one of your fears? So get clear on what that fear is. Write down at least 3 of them, because no one just has one. And then we are going to identify the first time these fears happened for you. So go as far back as when you were a kid. When was the first time this fear came up for you? For example, if it's a fear of judgment, as a kid, did you do something that you thought was awesome and you got judged for it? You know, someone said, you know, you're stupid, or, you know, just basically talked down to you and made you feel very judged and made you feel scared. Did that happen? What is your first childhood memory of that fear coming up? Third, we want to look at where this has repeated in your life. So it's a fear of judgment, for we'll use that as the example. When has this repeated in your life? Maybe you were at work or organizing an event, or you did something, or you made an arts and crafts for a friend as a gift, and there was some sort of judgment involved. Where has it repeated in your life? And look at it not in just one instance, as many as you can, so that we can get clear on what these triggers are and what this fear is and how it's held you back in all these areas. And this is my favorite one. This is step 3 of step 3 or step 4 of step 3. What is your new belief? Okay, so if you're afraid of judgment, your new belief will look like, I don't care what people say, I deserve to be who I am, and if someone doesn't like that, then they're not for me. They're not people I want to spend time with. That is your new belief for that fear. So you're basically rewriting it, because when you bring your fear to light, it's an opportunity for you to acknowledge it, understand it, and then change it. So that is the final thing you want to do. And if you signed up for this live training, you would have gotten a bonus in your email with a workbook that goes into these steps and a little bit more on how to work through your fears. The link is still up in my bio, so you can go download it still. And that way you can work through these fears as often as you want, or through as many fears as come up, because as we grow and we introduce new things into our comfort zone, new fears will come up. Step 4 is setting boundaries, okay? And for me, boundaries go hand in hand with time management, and I'll tell you why in a second. But you need to set boundaries, because now that we know what we're working towards, we want to make sure that we're actually dedicating time to those things, and we're setting boundaries that are going to help us reach those goals, and setting boundaries with others and with ourselves that are going to help us reach those goals and not create blocks for us. Okay, so think about it this way. If your goal is to get in shape, but you keep canceling on the workout you were gonna do at home because your friends message you to hang out all the time, we need to set a boundary there, because otherwise you're never going to reach that goal. Another example, if you hang out with someone, in terms of setting boundaries, if you hang out with someone and they're gossiping the whole time and that just isn't vibing with you, and then after hanging out with them you just feel exhausted, just completely low energy, then that's a boundary we need to set. Maybe that's not someone that we see all the time, or maybe it's a boundary in terms of the conversations that you have with that person. Hey, let's not talk about that person. How are you? How are you doing? Let's have a conversation, you and I, and not gossip about other people. Okay, so those are things to think about, boundaries. And you also need to have boundaries with yourself. So for me, I know that if I want to have a productive day, I need to take my phone and put it in a drawer somewhere. Otherwise, it's going to distract me the whole time. So that's a boundary I have to set with myself. Another boundary that you set with yourself is something else of the sort. I'm running out of ideas. Another boundary with yourself could be something like, I know that if I message this person back right away, they're gonna call me, and now I'm gonna be stuck on the phone for an hour and a half. So that's a boundary I need to set. So between this hour and this hour and this hour, because I want to be productive, I'm not going to message them back. I'm going to message them back after, so that way I can actually be present in the moment and have that conversation with them. And then there's also setting boundaries with other people. So if that person is constantly contacting you, calling you, wanting to hang out, you need to set a boundary with them and say, hey, I am busy. I love you. You're one of my great friends, but I cannot be doing this all the time. So let's actually set some time so I can be present in the moment and really enjoy it and really have an amazing time with you. So let's get together next Friday for drinks. Okay, so make sure you're setting boundaries with yourself and with others. And then this is where the time management comes in, because now you're gonna take that and you're gonna put that information into your calendar. Today I'm working on this and this and this. Tomorrow I'm gonna do some self-care. Friday I'm hanging out with my friend. And you want to make these non-negotiable. And what I mean by that is you cannot cancel on yourself, okay? And the best way that I like to think about this is imagine, your favorite actor or actress or mentor, celebrity, is inviting you for coffee or inviting you on a date. you're not gonna bail on them, okay? Like if Chris Hemsworth says, wanna go grab coffee, I am there. I'm there half an hour early to make sure I don't miss him, okay? I am gonna be there. So you have to think about your calendar in that manner. If you cancel on yourself on that workout, what's gonna happen? You're not gonna get in shape. You're not gonna reach your goal, okay? So think about your workout as a date with Chris Hemsworth or whoever your dreamy person is, okay? Step 5, affirmations, and this is probably one of my favorite ones to do because I think it's one of the easier ones and it just works. It just really works. I tell all my clients to do it. It's my favorite. So I want you to make a list of affirmations that are aligned to you and the things you want in your life. Okay, so if you want more money in your life, maybe one of your affirmations is I am wealthy. So this can include the new things you have written to contradict your fears. So if one of your fears is of judgment, then an affirmation would say, I am not afraid of what other people think of me. That can be an affirmation. And I want you to write these on sticky notes. And the reason for that is that I want you to take these sticky notes and put them on a mirror that you see every day, whether that's your bathroom or your bedroom. I want you to put them up in this place because the way that this works, whether you're actually reading them every day or not, it will help plant a seed of what you are working towards, okay? So it's gonna slowly, subconsciously start feeding into your brain, which is amazing. And it's also going to help you start embracing it before it even happens. So if you are embracing being super wealthy, but you're living paycheck to paycheck, you are going to naturally, after a while, just start embodying what it's like to be wealthy. And then it's going to take you from that survival mode to living your best life a lot quicker. So some of these affirmations, I have a few examples for you if you can't think of any, is I am wealthy. I love the job that I have. I am worthy of success. I am enough. I am deserving. Those are some that you can use as your starting point. And I say starting point because I don't want you to think that these are written in stone. You have to, as you evolve, as you introduce more things into your life and into your comfort zone, you're going to have to create new affirmations because you're constantly up-leveling yourself. Or you might find that, I am wealthy just doesn't resonate with you after a week or two. So take that down and write something else like, I have an overflow of money in my bank account. Okay, so you have to make sure that you really feel like that's something that you want. Otherwise, you need to keep changing it until you get to a point that you're like, oh, I really like this one. I can't wait for this to happen. Okay, step 6, and this is probably the hardest one. I know it was for me. It's repeating the process. So it's not enough to just do it once. You have to commit to doing the inner work daily, okay? You have to commit to setting those boundaries daily. You have to commit to those affirmations daily. You have to commit to working through the fears as often as you can because it's not a one-off thing. We are ever evolving people, so you need to keep working through these things. And this is why I help clients with this, because for me it wasn't easy getting into the habit. It was really hard for me to work through those fears at first, and for me it wasn't until I got my coach that she actually held me accountable for it and said, you have to do this, that I actually did it and saw the results so much quicker than I was seeing them before. So it's important to repeat this process as often as you need to and continuously do inner work, okay? Continue to feed yourself with that positive mindset information. So since you guys are staying until the end, this is where it gets juicy. This is, first of all, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is how I help my clients. I help them with their mindset. We go through these 6 steps and even more. Right now, it basically has helped my clients see amazing things, like basically see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's helped them mend relationships with their parents and take it from that, adult-child situation to like 2 grown adults actually having conversations, healthy conversations. They've been able to find their dream jobs. They've been able to manifest their dream cars. They've just been able to up-level parts of their life just because of this mindset work and going through these 6 steps and working one-on-one with me and having someone to hold them accountable and create customized programs for them that really work with the blocks that they're having. So in my Wanderlust mindset program, I work with you on these items, on these mindset items, or any other blocks that you might have. And it's a one-on-one coaching program, so it means it's completely customizable to you. That's why I said whatever blocks you might have. And it's basically 6 calls in the span of 2 months, and you get access to me between the calls whenever you need it. Okay, so if you are struggling with something or have a question about something, you can contact me and I will help you work through it. I am doing this for a very limited time, but these go really fast also. But I'm going to offer 5 free mindset calls where we are going to talk about where you feel the most stuck right now and how we can change that for you. And we're going to chat about this program and if we think that it's a good fit for you. Okay, so if right now you're experiencing some blocks and you want to, talk it out and see if there's any other steps I can provide for you, book one of these calls. Because when you book one of them, if we decide this program is a good fit for you, you get $200 off the program. So it's a win-win, but it's only if it's a good fit for you. So there's no, it's not that the call means that you're booking in the program. We're just going to have a call. And then if we think it's a good fit and something that's really going to help you, then you're locking in the $200. So you have to book the call within the next 2 days, so by Friday. But it doesn't mean that we have to have the call by then. We just need to book the call by Friday to secure the discount. Okay. Since you guys have stayed until the end, thank you so much. I'm going to treat someone to a $20 Starbucks gift card, okay? Super fun. Everyone loves lattes, and especially now that it's snowing here in Canada. I mean, we can all benefit from it. So to enter, DM me the word happy, and I will give you until 10 p.m. today to message me for a chance to enter the draw and get your Starbucks gift card. And reminder, book in those calls. They go super quickly, and it's the only way you can secure this discount. Okay? Have a great evening.